What is up, fellow experienced team members? My name is Chris, and I'm excited to get a chance to check in with you a little bit today to share with you a new concept, a new opportunity for some connection among our experienced team that we are piloting here at the Coconut Point location. If you were not able to be with us during our informational meeting last Sunday on February the 12th, we are going to be launching something that I think is going to be a huge opportunity for us as an overall experienced team, and is going to build some connections and prepare us for ministry in ways that maybe we haven't that we've only scratched the surface at just now. One of the things that has been such a breath of fresh air as I've joined the Next Level Church staff is the intentionality of asking great questions as we debrief how things are doing and as we evaluate our processes and our systems. And so we followed the process of asking four main questions when it comes to kind of debriefing and evaluating. What was right, what was wrong, what was missing, and what was confused. And so over the last couple of weeks, we've done a little bit of time and conversation just asking that about our overall experience team. And what it gave us an opportunity first to do is reflect on the fact that God has been really good to us and very faithful as we have served together over these first few months of our Coconut Point location. I believe that, I can't even count the number of conversations I've had with so many of you, of conversations that you have had from people who are coming to Next Level Church for the first time, or giving church another chance for the first time in a long time. And the experience that they have had from our parking lot, through the front doors, into the auditorium, and on their way out through Next Steps, and just being greeted by our team, and how just time and time again, names and stories of people who have gone from maybe a little bit of skepticism or uncertainty, maybe fear or anxiety, to an incredible level of engagement, excitement, and passion for Next Level Church and for what God is doing here in their lives. And so I want to first of all say there were so many rights, so many what was going well things, that it was really kind of hard to wrap up that and just focus even on a couple of the pieces of this, because so many of you, all of you, have done such an incredible job, and God is using you to make a difference in people's lives every single weekend. So what we started to figure out, though, was, okay, are there some missing and confusing pieces that would that would actually help take our ability as an experienced team to work together and to serve our guests at an even higher level? And one of the things that we began to recognize was, first and foremost, just a recognition that some of us may not really even know the grander scheme of what all of our experienced team entails. For a lot of us, we may see ourselves as a member of the host team, or a member of the auditorium team, or a member of the First Impressions team, or Next Steps, but not know that we actually are a part of an umbrella of teams called the Experience Team, which really encompasses everything from the moment people get out of their cars in the parking lot, all the way through the experience into the auditorium, and as the worship service is going on, and also then on their way out, that same experience all the way back out to their car. It's really a parking lot to parking lot philosophy. And so one of the things that we recognized was that we may see ourselves as a passionate and committed member of our small T team, but not understand and really empowered to see ourselves as a part of something bigger. We also started to recognize that some of our teams, because of the size of those teams, are not able to do perhaps what some of the other teams do as it relates to our monthly kind of gatherings, as it relates to even our huddles on the weekend. And so we recognized that there was a sense of how could we help empower that. A third piece is the recognition that because our teams are flexible, and because we have lots of people who have lots of things going on, we recognize that not everybody is in every location or every position every weekend, and that's okay. We're not. This is not about guilt or whatever. And we want to build a rotation of our serving teams, but we recognize that it might be helpful for members of each of our teams to have a little more awareness, a little more cross training, if you will, of other aspects of the experienced team. And so we started to think about, okay, if that's our goal, and those are those are some of the overarching purposes for some of this missing and confused pieces, then we needed to create an environment or a few environments that would contribute to that. And so what we've decided to do is roll out what we're calling our experience team kind of breakfast. And this is a bit of a shift from something that we've done up to this point. But what our plan is that once a month, we want to create an environment during each Sunday morning service where our experienced team members who are serving, so on your serve service, not on your attend service, because we want to make sure again that one of our highest priorities is to foster a serve one, attend one culture, and we recognize that even if you're serving and attending at the same time, there's a piece of that worship experience or a piece of the teaching or experience of the holistic experience we try to create each week that you're missing out on. And so we really want people to, for all of us, to kind of commit to leaning into that serve one, attend one culture. But we also recognize that during that serve service, once per month, there are some ways that we could leverage that time, because for most of us, we're not in our serving role for that entire 70 minutes, let's say, as well as the pre and post. And so could we leverage that time to build some relational connectivity to help foster a greater sense of inclusion among the entire team, of the experienced team, and also to do some cross-training, which would help us in the event that we need to invite someone from one particular team into another experience role for a given weekend to fill a space or to add some additional backup to what we need. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do this on a once-a-month basis, and the first of these will be on Sunday, March 12th. And we will begin with breakfast. There'll be breakfast every time. The goal will be that we will start 15 minutes after the service begins. So it gives us a time to not just have to leave our posts before the service begins, or before most of our people are into their spaces. And so our times will be at 9:15 and at 11 o'clock. These gatherings will last for approximately 35 to 40 minutes. They'll include some breakfast so you can come and enjoy. And there will be just some time for relational connection, some interactive discussion, maybe a piece of training and some vision casting that will go along with that. And we just want you to know, we want you to add these to your calendar. Again, the first of these will be on March the 12th. The second of these will be on April 9th. And then we'll put dates on the following months accordingly. But we just want you to be prepared and to be aware and to be excited about what's going to happen. We also are extending what we're calling a couple of open invitations, recognizing that not all of our teams have a huge amount of critical mass as it relates to the number of team members who are serving on a given weekend. What we've decided to do is to create a larger experience huddle. And so this huddle will take place at 8:30 and at 10:20 each weekend, 8:30 for the first service, 10:20 for the second service. And if your team is not currently huddling on its own, we would love to invite you to be a part of this larger experience huddle. If your team is huddling on their own, we're not asking you to walk away from that, to step back from that. But if they're not, we would love for you to plan on being a part of this experience huddle, because we believe that there's vision, there's information, there's excitement, there's passion, there's stories, there's names and faces that will be shared, and we want you to be a part of that and not to miss out on that each weekend. There's information that is important to our serve teams, and so we want you to have the most awareness possible and the most preparation possible as you go in to serving on a given weekend. And so again, if your team is not currently huddling together, join the Experience Huddle at 8:30, 10:20, just outside or inside of the pastor's green room there just at the end of the foyer. And also, this open invitation concept is actually going to be extended not only to the huddle time, but also to what we're calling some overall experience team gatherings, some experience team connection points, team nights that we're going to be launching. The first of this will be on Friday night, March the 10th. And again, recognizing that many of your teams are doing kind of your own social connection on a once-a-month basis, but if you're not, we would love to invite you to be a part of this. Or if you want to add this as a part of your experience, that would be great. What we intend to do is to create some big group time to just get to know each other, spend time together, and then there will also be some small team time in the midst of that, of these gatherings, so that each of the individual teams will have some time together to just connect and build relationship and kind of process how they can lead well together and just know each other in a better way. And so again, we're not asking you to dismiss necessarily your smaller team gatherings, but actually, if this would be helpful to you, that this is a new opportunity, an open invitation to be a part of that. And so we know that this may actually generate some questions. Each of your coaches were part of the conversation last weekend, and they would love to connect with you and answer questions that you have in terms of some of the logistics, some of the how-tos, and what this might inform. But we just want you to know we love you. We thank you so much for what God is doing through you. We believe this next season of getting to know each other and serve together is going to be some of the most impactful time, hopefully, in our lives with anyone we've ever served with. And we just recognize that as we know each other more deeply, we'll actually be able to love each other more deeply. And I think that that love will overflow into the people with whom we get a chance to interact every single weekend. And so if you have questions, you can relay those to your coaches. Coaches, if you have questions, just you can direct those my way, or also to Scooter Carson. He'd love to help kind of navigate that and cast some vision for you in that way. But we're excited and hope that you'll put on your calendars now the dates of March 10th for that first experience team that experience team night, and then on Sunday, March 12th for our first experience breakfast, Sunday, April 9th for our second experience team Sunday breakfast. Excited to get to share this information with you. Look forward to get a chance to kind of grow together, to learn together over these next few months. And one of the things I'm most excited about was as Pastor Lewis shared this concept and this idea with the other campus pastors just yesterday, how receptive, excited, and interested they were. And so, again, it's just a cool opportunity for us at Coconut Point to be able to lead and to innovate and to try some new things that I believe not only are going to impact us at the theater and us at Coconut Point, but impact all over Next Level Church, and that's what we're excited about. So thanks for leaning in. Thanks for taking a listen to this information, and we're excited about the opportunity to learn and grow together. Have a great day, guys.